Let's talk Survivor. Right, straight to it. Let's straight to the merge episode because I've only just seen last week's merge episode, which would have been aired on fucking Tuesday. Sorry for my French, guys, but it is fucking annoying that I had to wait this long to finally do my video. Sorry, I'm during my rage because I've just the second watched Tribal Council. There's an echo going on in this room, and I don't know if it's me or it's the echo. Let's do it normally. Right, down to business, and let's talk that Tribal Council. Okay, let's talk champions for a second, because it was clearly after Tribal that the champions came out on top. And I'm going to have to open this door a minute with window because I'm fucking hot. Oh. Okay. So, champions, let's talk their moves post-merge. I might do two videos actually. One which will focus on the champions' moves in the game, because I'm sure you guys have just watched episode 15 because it's Sunday, and therefore I'm sure, because in England it's Bank Holiday weekend, so usually TV shows will be aired later on over the following week. So I need to just talk about the 6 champions. Now let's talk about the obvious GOAT. And I'm sorry, Simon, but at the minute it seems like that's you, because you're not getting any airtime. You're just a number, and it seems like right now we're not seeing your game moves or what even sense of a move you're making this game. But I think you're flying under the radar, and I don't think you're a striker. I think you're a potential third at the last Tribal Council. But last year they've always had a final 2 at Tribal Council. So, interestingly enough, they should this year have a final 3. I think so. Just because, as far as I can remember, there's always been a final 2 at Tribal. But when you merge at 12, you must have then... I didn't hear Jonathan at the end saying whether he's the first member of the jury. Because if he's out first and not coming back, then it means the following votes after this will become the first member of our jury. But I did not hear it, so I don't know if that's the case or not. But I hope there's a final 3 this year, because I think Tribal Council this year will be so amazing, West Oregon, to get that further. So this is my champions video before I get any further into what the contenders can do next. So, let's talk Luke and David. I bring the grey pup to be David, because black and white he is not. Grey he may be. And Luke being our true champion, the people's champion. And so Luke can keep his blue champion collar for now. David, however, needs to... he's playing hard. Let's just say David is playing hard and still got an idol, still has not used it. And I don't think they know that he has an idol, or think they have. And maybe because I didn't know they had an idol, let's see how he behaves with that information and how he gets back at the camp afterwards. Luke is doing a really good job at using Dave as a shield. And I believe that everyone's been saying or speculating, because I don't want to know spoilers, of Luke winning the game or Luke getting to the end, but I just don't know because I don't want to know. So therefore, I don't think that information is correct, because I don't watch the Australian blogs, I don't watch Survivor blogs, I have my Facebook family, which is what we'll go on to, but I'm trying to stay out of as many spoilers and speculations as possible, because it's very hard to remove any suspicions out of my head once I get planted seeds of who gets to the end and who wins this game. So, Luke is just playing a good game. Luke is doing everything that Dave is telling him to do. Luke is getting all the information from the contenders, but he's still having a very social game. And he is, even in challenges, Luke is very... he didn't want to be first out on the immunity challenge, but the second John went out, he jumped immediately afterwards. And even on the reward challenge, he just took the first round of Tim Tams, and that was it. He was done. He got so Luke right now is doing a very good job at being a weaker player in challenges, just so he can keep Dave and Sean's battle going on. So, Lukey boy, you're doing good. We've talked about Simon. Let's talk about the three girls. Oh God. These women are doing such a good game. I don't know how it's going to come crumbling down. I don't know if it will come crumbling down. But they are so in this. So right now, Janine, Pia and Abby are still a good three. Pia and Janine seem to be driving the forces, and Janine is aware that Pia is a force in social and strategic analysis, and Janine will happily play the big moves and still take Pia to the end because I know that the two of them are thick as thieves. Abby is also a very lovable character. She uses her heart in the game, so Pia and Janine are not using telling her everything, but at some point they will vote Abby out to get a vote in the Tribal Council. Unless there's a final three. If there's a final three, Abby will not get any votes, and Abby may get a sympathy vote if the Janine and Pia play the most amazing, treacherous, yet godmother, scorpion game, which I like that analogy, Janine, because I think it's the beetle and the marrow, the eagle and the sparrow. It's that story. I go back to my UK season of Survivor, where one of our contenders in the last jury says a story about the sparrow and the eagle. And I'm just going to say one thing. The eagle thought he could fly higher than the sparrow. So the sparrow tucked himself under the eagle's wing, and they flew towards the sun. And when the eagle could not go any further because he was exhausted, the sparrow reached out and flew a little bit further. So the sparrow let the eagle do all the work. Right now, I don't know who the sparrow and the eagle is between Janine and Pia, because I think right now it seems like Janine is playing eagle power in the strategic game, but Pia is a strategic and social eagle more than her. So I think the only way that Pia is a sparrow is being visible. But do not hold that girl out yet. Abby has a good shield, physically. You can see how they get that immunity challenge. And so I think moving forward, I still think the contenders are going to have a hard job to break the 6 champions for at least a few more votes. Yeah. So they get Andy out. They should probably take out John and Baden soon. But John and Baden were very, very good, maybe potential shields going forward for them. Or not shields, numbers. Because Daisy and Sean now are without a hidden media idol, without an actress for the next challenge. And they seem to, at least they all voted Andy out unanimously. So therefore they still know that the lines are at least unanimous, but now that they are down one number, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to do a separate video for my contenders because I need to then wear my contenders hood, and then we'll talk more about contenders and the Sean and Daisy relationship. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's not that obvious, but it's about couples and pairings and seeing what the Survivor gods have in store for the rest of their contenders. There's potential. Dirty Harry, looking at you. There's potential, but we'll talk about that on another video. Guys, I will catch up with you soon. Bye. Got nothing for you. Bye.